Hi, it is Saturday, the 25th of October, and it's 10:53 right now. Okay, today also the clock is going 1 hour earlier, which is, I don't know if it's a Dutch thing, I don't know if it's a universal thing, but we have winter times and summer times, and like summer times the clock goes 1 hour to the front, and in winter times the clock goes 1 hour to the back. So that's what we're gonna do. Anyways, so I'm 19, right? So, and I'm a European girly. I have been partying since I was like 15, 16 probably. And I feel like my party days are almost over. I feel like such a granny because every time I go out, I'm like, I did not like that. And every time I go, I get ready to go out. I also like don't like that. I really start disliking going out. But there was a time, I'm almost 20, there was a time when I was 18 and I just got 18. I could go to all the clubs. Not all of them. Some are 21 and up here in Amsterdam, but most of the clubs are 18. They're 18 plus parties, so yeah. But yeah, and I freaking love partying, and I could drink a lot of tequila and not freaking throw up. Right now, I puke at the sight of a shot. Like if it's not somari, which is like a drop, like is this like a licorice shot, or like 43, I just immediately gag in my mouth. I'm not kidding. I feel my food going up into my mouth and I have to bring that shit back down because that does not look good to me at all. Just it does not. I just start like gagging. Actually, I sniff my tequila and I get like I just almost start gagging. Like I literally start trying to gag. So so I really tried to convince myself that I like drinking because it's so normalized. But it's actually like a heavy drug, drinking is a drug and it's pretty heavy. Like I'm not someone who tried a lot of drugs besides drinking. So I don't know what a lot of drugs do with your body, but I do know that I don't like drinking, so I don't like drugs. And I just feel like myself getting dumber every time I drink. This is so not something that happens. I also used to be so freaking scared of drinking because I got told every time you drink, you lose like 1,000 brain cells, which is true. You do lose a lot of brain cells when you drink, but it's not like you're gonna be done with this. I really thought I was gonna be dumb when I took like one sip of a wine. I thought I was gonna be stupid, like walking into walls and shit, which is not true. I know now it's not true, but I used to be so scared. That's why I was pretty late with drinking. I was like 16, and I started partying when I was like 15. I went to my first party, but I did not drink. Like for a year straight, I just did not drink. And I was 16. I really want to know what I feel like. So I took my first little shot, which is called Flugel, which is, I don't know if it's an international thing, but it's like I think it's German, and it's like this pink little shot with I think like 10% alcohol, maybe less, because it a lot of young adults, as in almost kids, they drink that. It's like for like 16-year-olds. It's not made for them, but it's mostly consumed by 16, 15-year-olds, sometimes even 12-year-olds in Europe, um, which I'm not a big advocate for. Let's just say that I, you know, that's not good for you. But I went to Spain and I was at my campsite because I went to the same campsite every year. I don't go there anymore, but like with my whole family and like my big nieces, they always went out. So I like looked up to them. I was like, I really want to go out, but I was the youngest, so I never could go. I could literally never go. And then they became a little bit older too, so they didn't really go as often. But then I became 18. 16. I became 16, and the legal drinking age in Spain is I think 18. But at that place, they don't really care. Like, there are a few places in Europe where they don't really care about that drinking age, and you can drink at 16 years old. And even in Germany, it's like, I think you say Austria, it's and Belgium, it's 16 and up, for like low percentage alcohol drinks. So you can, when you're 16, you can drink wine, maybe like an Aperol Spritz, and beer, but not heavy liquor. So you can't really drink like a really heavy cocktail or shots. You can't really do those things, but you can drink wine and stuff. In some countries, it's like silenced a bit. You know, they you can't really do it, but no one really gives a fuck. Like, they don't really care. They don't really check, or you can show like an ID on your phone and stuff like that. So in Spain, some places of Spain, which a lot of Dutch tourists go, that's a big thing, because then when they're like when high schoolers really try to, you know, when they graduate, in which you have different ages you can graduate at because of our school system. It's like this. I'm not gonna explain the freaking school system. I think it's really hard to explain. It's not really hard, but it's like long. But you can graduate at different ages, and some people graduate when they're 16. They go to those places to drink and celebrate. So I was 16 and I was at my campsite, and like my big nieces also went there when they were 16 and even 15. There was like a local club, and then when you're 16, you could go to like the big, like, it was like a club area. There were multiple clubs. Like, it was this one city, and it was like full of clubs, which a lot of Dutch tourists went to. So I became 16, and one of my what was it, my aunt, she was a little bit older. She was like in her 20s. She actually was like, "Oh, you're 16, right? Maybe you could ask your parents to go to the big club place." So I asked my parents to go to the big club place, and turns out my dad knew somebody who could like, you know, like buy a bottle for us and stuff. So like bottle service and stuff, and for my nieces. And he was like, "Yeah, but you're too young. You're too young." And then my dad was like, my mom was like, "But she could go. She could just go with. She could go with." But I was like, I don't know. She's too young. But like my whole family was there, like five nieces, and they were all like adults. Like, they were all like 21 and up. Like, let that kid go. You know, the rest of the family also does. It's like a little bit of a tradition. Like, she can go, and like that play was full with 16-year-olds. Like, it's only 16-year-olds. So I got to go there with my nieces, and then we went to that club. And I'm not gonna tell you the club. It has a little bit of a tropical name. I can say that. If you know, if you know. I don't know if I give away too much. But I went there, and yeah, I got my first flugel, and that was really nice. Um, I remember, like, I was so scared of alcohol. I was literally really scared of alcohol. So I asked my aunt, can I, because she was like the oldest of them all, can I have this flugel? And she was like, maybe that's a little bit too much alcohol for you, because I got like a sip of her wine. That's a little bit too much alcohol for you, so maybe don't do it. And I remember like really secretly like drinking half of like the bottle, which is like still like I think not that much alcohol. I can like, how much alcohol is flugel? How much alcohol? It is like a shot, but it's not like a shot. It's like 10%, which is like a wine is 10% alcohol, you know. So if you like drink, like, it was like these really small bottles, if you like drink half of that, that's not really that much alcohol, you know. But in my head, I thought it was like a lot of alcohol, and I also felt like nothing because I only had that. But that was the very first time I drank ever. And then that year I went to house parties, and I tried a little bit of other alcoholic beverages at those house parties of friends of mine, and that's kind of how I got into drinking. But I never was really a big drinker. I used to drink like maybe like a wine, and I didn't really like that, so I stopped drinking wine, and then I drank a lot of Malibu cola because, or Malibu Cokes and Malibu Fantas because that was like sweet, and I like sweet alcohol. I really like sweet alcohol because I like sweet. I don't like strong because I was young. Still, I don't like strong. I've learned to drink wine a little bit more, but I'm not a big advocate for wine. Like, I'd rather have a nice cocktail. They're just really expensive. So, yeah, that's kind of how I got into drinking. And right now, I do sometimes do shots and stuff like that, but I think it's like so draining to do shots. Every time I smell tequila, the throw up just, oh, I just don't want to throw up. And every time I've done tequila, literally every time, because I did not like relate it to each other why I kept on puking because I did not drink a lot. That's because of tequila. I don't know if I'm allergic to it or if, yeah, I literally did. That was last week. I think I haven't told you even yet, but I was supposed to. Last week I went out and I did 2 tequila shots in the club, and before the club I drank like an apple cider, and then at the end of the night I drank a Corona, which is, you know, the apple cider and Corona don't like 3%, 4% max. Like, I think like look at 5% max. Let's say 5% max in alcohol. So it's not a lot of alcohol. It's like beer, but like even less than beer. So it was not a lot of alcohol. It's like 3%. Of course, tequila is a lot of alcohol, but you shouldn't be puking after that if you really like drink one shot at like 12 and then the next shot at like 3. But I freaking did. I did. And it's not like I felt bad or something. I just really can't do alcohol. Like, alcohol is like, it's not. And the next day I felt so bad. I remember like, oh, I do not like, I remember I said to myself, I'm never drinking again. Which is like something a lot of people say, but I think I like meant it. Like, not never drinking again, but like not that much again. I just want to drink a little bit of wine before the club, maybe like a beer in the club because that's not that expensive. I don't really like beer, but it's not expensive, so I'm doing that. But just never shots. Every time I drink tequila, I puke, and if it's mostly at home, and I puke water, and that's disgusting. Have you ever puked only water? That's freaking disgusting. Like, if you puke food, that's also disgusting. But if you puke water, you just know it's bad because you haven't eaten a lot. And yeah, but when you puke food, it's also really bad. Never mind. It's both bad. I just don't want to puke, period. I don't want to puke. Yeah. But yeah. So I'm almost 20. And I think a lot of people say these are the years you should party. But I think, you know, partying with alcohol is kind of overrated. I low-key want to party sober or like slightly tipsy. You know, you feel yourself laughing a little bit harder, but not like drunk, you know. I want to wake up the next day and feel nothing. I feel like fresh. That's what I want. That's what I want. I really want to stop drinking this much. Like, and I don't drink a lot. Like, the last week, that's a lot of drinking for me. I don't drink a lot at all. Like, when I go out, I drink mostly, like, I drink before, I drink like maybe like a cocktail at someone's house, or like I drink like we share a bottle, me and my friend share a bottle of wine, and then in a club I drink beers, and then I go home, and then I'm Gucci. Like, that's the type of alcohol I can handle. Shots, no, I'm never doing that again. I'm literally never doing that again. Like, I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing a shot again. And it's legal. Like, I'm 18. I can drink. I just don't want to. It's like legal here, so I just don't want to. I'm really done with drinking. Yeah, just that much. But yeah, so that's my little story. Today it's 11. It's 11 right now, and it's the 25th of October. Yeah, you guys have a great day. Bye.